It was a welcome of tear gas and bullets fired off by security forces, who apparently had clearance to shoot to kill. The protesters say officers fired live rounds. The police deny that, but they formed a wall of resistance to keep thousands of protesters out of Pakistan's capital, arresting hundreds of them for defying a ban on gathering. Violence on both sides. This was after days of protesters marching on Islamabad, sidestepping the many shipping containers set out as barricades meant to stop them from advancing.
So what do the protesters want? It's pretty simple. Imran Khan. They want him back. They're demanding the former Prime Minister of Pakistan be released from prison.
Imran Khan zindabad, wo sab ke liye isme lad la.
This government is full of traitors, one protester says. Long live Imran Khan. We stand united behind him, says another. We're ready to sacrifice everything. It's a bitter showdown, and there's plenty of uncertainty.
What we have is the kind of confrontation between the establishment and the PTI, led, of course, by Imran Khan. Only one of them can emerge from this standing.
So how exactly did Pakistan get here? Well, the anger in Khan's camp has been seething for months now. Khan is behind bars and has been since August of last year, 2023. The former star cricket player turned populist politician was ousted from power in a non-confidence vote and jailed on corruption charges that he calls politically motivated.
See, Khan used to have the backing of Pakistan's powerful military. You kind of have to be in power in the country. But then he fell out of favor.
He wasn't able to run in the last election, back in February, since he was in jail. A crackdown against his party, Tehreek-e-Insaf, meant its candidates had to run as independents. His supporters held rallies quietly, tucked into backyards and side alleys. And after the vote, the allegations of irregularities and vote suppression got louder. This one candidate showed me official documents that said he had the votes, he won. But then the votes disappeared by morning.
Complete change.
And this is the openly rigging.
Khan declared a resounding victory in this AI voice-generated message from behind bars.
But it didn't matter. He didn't win. His independents won the most seats, but the other parties built a coalition to block them, and that didn't sit well with Khan's supporters.
They staged protest after protest, and then this latest demonstration snowballed.
Khan's supporters knew that they risked arrest and perhaps jail, and yet you still had this large show of force. And I think that is because it was Khan himself who raised the stakes. He called this movement, this protest, the final call.
Khan's wife, Bushra Bibi, who's usually very private, led the protests as a stand-in for her husband. Another unusual development.
Still, a lot of this is a familiar pattern, déjà vu in Pakistan. There are protests, there's a state crackdown.
This one was called off by Khan's party after it descended into violence, but that has also angered his supporters.
There's no question Imran Khan has enormous popularity, and there's no question that the military, if it wants to use all of its force, is a formidable force.
So now what? There's no clear winner and a stalemate of sorts. And here's the thing, Pakistan has a lot of other issues, urgent ones.
Its economy is really struggling. There's been a rise in terrorist attacks, and more political turmoil is the last thing the country needs.
So one of the things that I worry about is that this ongoing, worsening, paralyzing political crisis or confrontation will make it all the more difficult for those in power to allocate the proper policy space and bandwidth to addressing this large number of other very serious crises.
And there's this. The devotion Khan inspires and the anger against the establishment.
Even if his party is weaker than it used to be, one thing is very clear. Imran Khan's popularity hasn't waned one bit, and with that comes power and the promise of more instability in Pakistan.